Hello students, welcome to video classes. So in the last class we have discussed about the conditions we are going to be discussing, okay, to keep the empty space constant in the vessel. And also we have discussed a small experiment to explain the anomalous expansion. Due to anomalous expansion, how the upper surface of the water will becomes freezes and completely becomes ice, and the bottom part it will be at the liquid state will be there. And also we have discussed that how the temperature varies while we are going deeper into the lake, and at the bottom of the lake what is the temperature will be 4 degrees Celsius it will be takes place. Okay, so today we are going to solve some problems based on this expansion of liquids. Before that, briefly I am just going to explain all the formulas once again to solve the problems which are useful here. Okay, so first in the case of liquids, there is no linear expansion and error expansion because there is no particular shape for the liquids, and the liquids will have the only volume coefficient of expansion, and that volume coefficient of expansion is again classified into two types because the liquids does not heat it directly. Okay, so the two types of the volume coefficient of expansions, one is gamma A, the coefficient of apparent expansion, and another one is coefficient of real expansion, gamma R, apparent expansion and the real expansion. Coefficient of apparent expansion will depends on the expansion of the container or the vessel, and gamma R does not depends on the expansion of the vessel. Okay, when you go to refer to them, the relation between them, always gamma R is greater than gamma A. Okay, the relation is gamma R is equals to gamma A plus gamma G. This relation is very important to solve the problems. Most of the cases you need to use this formula to find out the given answers itself. Gamma R real expansion, gamma A apparent expansion, gamma G volume expansion of the glass. It can be written in the terms of linear expansion also. That is gamma R is equals to, you can written as gamma A plus 3 alpha G. By using this one you can find out the gamma A value you can calculate, or you can find out the linear expansion you can calculate, or the real expansion. There is a lot of things you can calculate by using this relation. That's why always remember this relation. And what is the relation between them? Gamma A is always less than gamma R. Okay, gamma A is less than gamma R, or gamma R is greater than gamma A. That is a very important relation how to remember. After that we have discussed about the general formula of the volume coefficient. Both will have the same formula because both are represents the volume only. So that's why gamma R is equals to, what is the formula? V2 minus V1 by V1 into delta T. Only the definition slightly changes, the remaining will be same. Okay, if I want to define it, how can I define it? The ratio of the change in real volume of the liquid to the initial value is called the coefficient of real expansion. Apparent expansion means the ratio of the change in apparent volume of the liquid to the initial volume per 1 degree centigrade rise of temperature is called the apparent expansion of the liquid. And what are the units will be per degree Celsius. The units are very important. Okay, any type of the coefficient you may take, either solids or the liquids or the gases. The coefficient of expansion will remain same, that is per degree Celsius. Okay, so gamma R value we are calculated here. After that we are discussed about the densities also. Okay, how the density of the liquid will changes with the temperature. And I already told you that whenever you are going to deal with the densities or calculating the density, you should not use the apparent expansion. Always you have to use the real expansion only we have to use. Okay, that's why in the case of densities, what you can write, gamma R is equals to D1 minus D2 by D2 into delta T. This is the coefficient of real expansion in the terms of densities, and the units are again per degree Celsius. Okay, gamma R is equals to D1 minus D2 by D2 into delta T. If I find out the final density D2 is equals to D1 into 1 minus gamma R into delta T. Why you are going to have minus? Because when the temperature increases, the volume increases and the density is going to be decreases. Okay, so this is the concept you have to remember. After that we have discussed about the anomalous expansion of water. This anomalous expansion of water is one of the peculiar property of the water, and also one of the very important concept is, what are the substances that can contract on heating? Okay, if you are going to give the heat energy, what are the substances that are contract? Then you can take the two names. First one is the cast iron and the second one is the water. Okay, these two will be contracts on heating itself, and the water will have the peculiar property. From 0 degrees Celsius to 4 degrees Celsius, volume decreases and density increases. From 4 degrees centigrade onwards, it will be act as a normal liquid itself. Okay, so this peculiar behavior is called the anomalous expansion of water, and we are also discussed about the applications also we have discussed. Okay, can keep in mind the applications and the definition. So based on this, there is a lot of competitive questions also they will ask. They will ask that due to the result of anomalous expansion of water, so the water will have the maximum density at what temperature? 4 degrees Celsius. This is also very important point you have to remember. So, okay. After that, we have discussed that in the last class, to keep the empty space constant. Okay, to keep the empty space constant in the vessel, then what is the condition will be? The condition is Vg gamma g is equals to VL gamma L. Okay, Vg gamma g is equals to VL into gamma L. If this condition is satisfied, then what happens? Whatever the vessel we are taking, if you are going to pour the liquid up to certain height, then whatever the empty space is there, that empty space will be remains constant. Whatever the temperature you are increasing or the decreasing. If you can increase the temperature or you can decrease the temperature. In both cases, what happens? The empty space will be remains constant. So the condition is Vg gamma g is equals to VL gamma L. Okay, don't be confused about the terms. Vg, volume of the glass flask, and gamma g, volume coefficient of the glass or the vessel. VL, volume of the liquid, how much you are taken in the vessel, and gamma L, volume coefficient of the liquid you have to consider. Okay, these are the formulas you need to remember to solve the problems. Okay, let us start the problems. Hello, welcome back students. So in the problem, direct formula, the relation between gamma R and gamma A. In the problem gamma R, the coefficient of real expansion of mercury is given to you. That is 0.00018 per degree Celsius, and they want to find out what is the coefficient of apparent expansion. So in the problem, linear expansion is given to you, coefficient of linear expansion, but it is cropped. I think the value will be 0.5. Slightly it is visible in the problem. I think that value is 0.000009 per degree Celsius. Okay, so in the problem gamma value is not given, alpha value is given. Okay, let us write down the values which are given in the problem. So first they are given gamma R value is given. Gamma R is equals to, directly I am writing in the power, 10 powers I am writing 0.00018. That means it can be written as 18 into 10 to the power of -5 per degree Celsius. This is the gamma R value is given. Next, alpha g is given. Alpha g is given as what is it is given 9 into 10 to the power of -6 you can write. So it is 9 into 10 to the power of -6 per degree Celsius. By using this value we can find out the gamma g value. So what you can write, gamma g is equals to 3 alpha g. That is equals to 3 into 9 into 10 to the power of -6. That is equals to 3 9s are 27. So it will becomes 27 into 10 to the power of -6 per degree Celsius. Okay, gamma g value we are calculated, that is 27 into 10 power -6. And now we can write down the equation. The relation is gamma R is equals to gamma A plus gamma G. Gamma R is equals to gamma A plus gamma G. But that implies gamma A is equals to, gamma G is coming to left side, then it becomes gamma R minus gamma G. Okay, go on, substitute these values here. That is equals to gamma R value we are already written here, that is 18 into 10 power -5 minus gamma G value. Gamma G value how much it is there? 27 into 10 to the power of -6. 27 into 10 to the power of -6. So you need to simplify this equation. Okay, if you want to simplify this equation, it can be written as 2.7 into 10 to the power of -5. The 10 power -6 can be written in the terms of 10 power -5. Then what happens? The point will be shifted to left side. Then it will becomes gamma A is equals to, it will becomes 18 into 10 to the power of -5 minus 2.7 into 10 to the power of -5. 10 to the power of -5 will be taken as common. Then 18 minus 2.7. 18 minus 2.7 means it will becomes 15.2. 15.3 into 10 to the power of -5. 15.7. 15.3 you are going to get. Okay, 15.3. So that implies you can written as gamma A is equals to 18 minus 2.75. 18 minus 2.75 means it will becomes 15.3 into 10 to the power of -5 per degree Celsius. This is the coefficient of apparent expansion. Real expansion is 18 into 10 to the power of -5 and the apparent expansion is 15.3 into 10 to the power of -5. Always the gamma A value is less than gamma R value. Okay, let's go for next problem. Hello students, welcome back. So whatever the problem is given, the problem is important for competitive part. I hope all of you read the problem very carefully. I will remember the concept. So the coefficient of operant expansion, the specific gravity bottle method. What is the formula actually? Gamma A is equals to mass of the liquid expelled by mass of the remaining liquid into temperature difference, or you can written as delta T. Okay, this is the coefficient of operant expansion formula by using the specific gravity bottle method. Okay, mass of the liquid expelled by mass of the remaining liquid into temperature difference. If I don't have the weights or the masses, I already told you that either you can use the weights or you can use the masses. How many masses will be there? M1, M2 and M3. M1 is the mass of the empty bottle and M2 is the mass of the bottle plus liquid before heating, and M3 is the mass of the bottle plus liquid after heating. So after heating, what happens? Some of the liquid is going to be overflows. Then what is the formula? You can write gamma A is equals to mass of the liquid expelled. Mass of the liquid expelled means what you can write? M2 minus M3. M2 minus M3 by mass of the remaining liquid. Mass of the remaining liquid means M3 minus M1. So it will be M3 minus M1 into what you can write? Temperature difference. If you can remember the concept, then it will become very easy to solve the problems. All that is, you need to understand the experiment and you have to keep it in mind what are the steps. Then it will be very easy to write down the equation. Okay, mass of the liquid expelled, mass of the remaining liquid into temperature difference. Okay, so let us go and write down the values which are given in the problem. First value is given, the mass of the empty bottle is given to you. What is the mass of the empty bottle is given? If you write all the values, it will be very easy to substitute and you are going to solve the problem also. So M1 is equals to, what is the mass of the empty bottle is given? This is given 20 grams. So all the values are given in 20 grams only, directly substituting CGS units. So it will be 20 grams. Next value what is given? It is going to be filled. Initial temperature is 30 degrees Celsius and the final temperature is 80 degrees Celsius. It is increased from 30 degrees Celsius to 80 degrees Celsius. And how much of the mass of the liquid is expelled? 2.2 grams is going to be expelled. And mass is going to be filled, and mass with the bottle is given to you. M2 value is given to you. M2 is equals to given as 60 grams. Okay, at the temperature of 30 degrees Celsius, if you are going to measure the mass of the bottle and the liquid is 60 grams. Before heating or after heating it is? Before heating at the temperature of 30 degrees Celsius. Out of what happened? The 2.2 grams is going to be expelled. If the 2.2 grams is going to be expelled, then what is the mass of the remaining liquid is? Mass of the remaining liquid M3 is equals to 60 minus 2.2, that is equals to 57.8 grams. M3 is equals to 60 minus 2.2 because 2.2 grams of liquid is expelled here. Then what is the remaining liquid means? 60 minus 2.2, that is equals to 57.8 grams will be takes place. And in the problem T1 is given to you 30 degrees Celsius and T2 is equals to given as 80 degrees Celsius. 30 degrees Celsius and 80 degrees Celsius. So in the problem directly given, the mass of the liquid expelled is given directly. What is that value is given? 2.2 grams. Okay, mass of the liquid expelled is given as directly 2.2 grams. 2.2 grams of liquid is going to be overflowed. So at the place of M2 minus M3 directly you can substitute the values. Okay. Now let us write down the values. The coefficient of operant expansion gamma A is equals to M2 minus M3 by M3 minus M1 into delta T. Okay, this is a formula we are going to use. And in the problem is asking the operant expansion, that's why gamma A is equals to, write down the values. M2 minus M3 means mass of the liquid expelled, directly it is given. How much it is? 2.2, you can write directly 2.2 by mass of the remaining liquid means M3 minus M1. M3 means 57.8, it is 57.8 minus M1 means it is 20 into temperature difference 80 minus 30. 80 minus 30. Okay, this is the simplification part we are going to take in here. Now, if you are going to simplify all these values, then the gamma A, the coefficient of operant expansion, we are going to have as 1.16 into 10 to the power of minus 5. 1.16 into 10 to the power of minus 5 per degree Celsius. Okay, if I am going to simplify all these values, you are going to get 1.16 into 10 to the power of minus 5 per degree Celsius. So this is the coefficient of apparent expansion gamma A value. Coefficient of apparent expansion gamma A. So in this way you have to solve the problems. You need to remember this concept here. Formula M2 minus M3 by M3 minus M1 into delta T. Okay. So let's go for the next problem. Welcome back, students. So whatever the problem is given here, this problem is important for the competitive part also. So in the problem is clearly mentioned that the coefficient of apparent expansion of a liquid is 5/6 of the coefficient of absolute expansion. So don't be confused, the coefficient of absolute expansion or the coefficient of real expansion. Both are same. Okay. The coefficient of real expansion can be called as coefficient of absolute expansion also. Okay. So in the problem, apparent expansion is equal to how many times? 5/6 times to the coefficient of real expansion. And you have to find out the coefficient of cubical expansion. Cubical expansion is nothing but the volume expansion. Cubical expansion is nothing but volume expansion. You have to find out the volume expansion in the terms of the real expansion. Okay, coefficient of the real expansion you have to find out. So to find out that, first you can write down the given values. So you have to write down the gamma A value in the terms of gamma R. So in the problem clearly is given that gamma A is equals to 5/6 of gamma R. Okay, the problem is given that the apparent expansion is equals to 5/6 times to the gamma R. Okay, you must remember this value. After that, write down the relation here. Gamma R is equals to gamma A plus gamma G. This gamma G value you have to calculate. And in which terms you have to calculate? Gamma G value you have to calculate in the terms of gamma R. So if one find out the final answer in the terms of gamma R, then what should happen? Gamma A should be substituted in the terms of gamma R. Then what happened? In the equation only gamma R will be there and final answer will becomes in the terms of gamma R. So at the place of gamma A, what you can write? 5/6 into gamma R. So that implies you can recognize gamma R is equals to, it is gamma A means what you can write? 5/6 into gamma R plus gamma G. Now we have to find out this gamma G. 5/6 gamma R is going to left side will becomes minus. So that implies you can recognize gamma G is equals to, it is gamma R minus, it will be 5/6 into gamma R. Gamma R minus 5/6 into gamma R. Gamma R will be taken as common and 6 will be LCM is there. Then gamma G can be written as 6 you are going to be taken as LCM and gamma R you are going to be taken as common. The 6 will be taken as LCM. What are we going to get here? 6 minus 5 into gamma R by 6. So what is the final answer is? That implies gamma G is equals to, okay, gamma G is equals to 6 minus 1, 5, 1. 6 minus 5 is 1, 1 by 6. That means it is nothing but gamma R by 6. This is the gamma G value, the volume coefficient of expansion in the terms of real expansion we are going to be calculating. Gamma G is equals to gamma R by 6. That means the coefficient of volume expansion of the glass is 1/6 times to the absolute expansion of the liquid. Okay, this is the problem. The problem is very important. All of you must take the star mark for the competitive part also. Okay, that's all for today. By this topic, the expansion of the liquids is going to be complete. So in the next class, we are going to start the expansion of the gases. Okay, thank you.